Hello? Can you guys hear me? I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but welcome to my live stream. You guys all know me. Anyhow, I thought I would... Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? Oh, I should turn off the music. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Oh, thank you, Jane. That's very nice. Oh my gosh, somebody trying to call me while I'm in a live. But I won't answer it. It's I get a lot of spam calls. So anyways, this is my first time doing a live and I don't know what I'm doing, but here we are. And I'm gonna play Larissa's video because I think it's really important that maybe we get the conversation started. I'm sure you guys have all been chatting about it before this live, you know, but it's just kind of been on my mind and I can't really make content fast enough to really kind of get my thoughts out there. So it takes time, you know. I mean, I can make something in a couple hours, but it's just stuff is going so fast right now. It's just outrageous and crazy and election year. And you guys probably know by now that I'm not necessarily for Trump, but I think in regard of choosing the lesser of the two evils, and now I hate that. I really don't like that saying, but I believe we can all agree that possibly we're in a lot of trouble right now. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to play Larissa's video. It's 10 minutes, and then I'll probably play another video, and then we'll just talk about stuff, you know, amongst each other. So with that said, let me go ahead and play this video. Larissa, you're so awesome. You're funny. I love all the content that you make. Just cracking me up, girl. All right, here we go. I'm back. And I'm back with some conspiracies. Not that I've been going down any conspiracy rabbit holes or anything, but I don't know. Just what I've been thinking in my head for what we're about to talk about makes sense. By the way, my shoulders are feeling better. Want to see? Oh, yeah. We're ready to go. We are ready to go. Let's go. Okay, so as we all know, the elections are coming up, yeah? Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. And who is our current president of the United States? Let's go ahead and take a look, everybody. Yeah, this guy, Joe, yeah, the same guy that said that he was planning on increasing the weather activity. Let's go ahead and take a look at that clip.
Today. I also convened my entire cabinet as part of a whole of government response. And that response is to increase the number and intensity of the extreme weather events and be wary we're going to use all the resources available to the government to do it. One more time. As part of a whole of government response. And that response is to increase the number and intensity of the extreme weather events and be where we're going to use all the resources available to the government to do it.
Yeah, you heard that right. They're going to use the government to increase the weather activity. Yes, they are going to. So here's what's going on currently in Texas. Yeah, so there's a Texas wildfire going on that's burned about 1.1 million acres of land. Here's where the conspiracy is going to tie in. Here's going to be why I feel like this is government controlled.
This morning, a fire raging near a nuclear weapons plant as out-of-control wildfires swept through the Texas Panhandle.
Let's pull out. We got too many spots. Pull out. Everybody, pull out.
And the state's governor issuing a disaster declaration. Concerns growing about the Pantex plant near Amarillo, a nuclear weapons assembly facility. With an uncontained fire nearby, the plant suspending operations overnight. Workers back on site this morning.
We are continuing and will continue on the night to ensure that Pantex plant is protected.
That a spark is all it takes to set off some of these huge fires. They are burning in the Texas Panhandle north of Amarillo. Now, the big one is called the Smokehouse Creek Fire. It's in Hutchinson County. That is north of Amarillo by about 45 minutes. It has now burned, this is an updated number from even earlier this morning, it's now burned 800 square miles, and it's 5 times the size that we were first reporting on Monday. So in 48 hours, you can see how much it's grown. It's cut power to thousands. It's actually forced a nuclear weapons facility to shut down. The governor there, Greg Abbott, has already issued a disaster declaration for some 60 different counties. A number of homes and other buildings in Hutchinson County have already been damaged as the flames came through so fast.
Okay, I want to ask you guys, what do you think is going on here? Let me see. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is arson. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's related to immigrants. Put a 3 in the chat if you think it's directly government. I'm just curious what everybody thinks, where you're at on this weirdness going on. Obviously, we know that this happened in Maui. Well, like we're not for sure, but we got Chile, we got Maui, we got Paradise, California, and now we have Texas. And it happens to be coincidentally right next to missiles. So anyways, okay, Jane's got a 1. Thunderhorse 3. Yeah, Thunderhorse. I mean, totally, both of them are right. Like if it is the government, then it's arson. It's not right. Anyways, let's continue the video.
The main facility that assembles or disassembles America's nuclear arsenal had to shut down overnight. Texas A&M Forest Service says these fires are tough to get a handle on, but their focus right now is trying to save homes and lives.
Yeah, 1.1 million acres of land has burned. Not only that, it's by a nuclear weapons plant. Okay, think about this. Presidential elections are coming up. Okay, Texas is a huge state. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Okay, this map shows the pretty much color-coded, you know what it is, okay? Texas is a red state, okay? That means they're pulling for Trump. They're not pulling for Biden, as to where California is a blue state, okay? So we're not going to be affected by any weird weather catastrophes or any crazy stuff like that because we're pulling for the Biden administration, okay? Now listen to this. Texas, okay, is a red state. They would be voting for Trump, but there is currently an independent running for office right now. And if you think that the government doesn't control the weather and the government isn't capable of doing this around election time to maybe, I don't know, destroy everything that Texas has so maybe they don't focus on the election and all those people don't vote because they're in devastation. Hello? Not only that, there's an independent running for office. His name is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yes, he is John F. Kennedy's nephew, I believe. Yes, nephew. Okay, let's look what he has to say about what the Biden administration is doing to him.
Despite the fact that you are right up there in all these polls, you have been turned down repeatedly for Secret Service protection. With your name and your family history, how and why are you being declined?
we're not really told details. We've made 3 separate requests. One of those requests came at a time when I had, when there were incidents, including a man who came to one of my speeches armed to the teeth and asked to see me in the green room. And that man is now at large on the street. My house has been invaded twice, and those people remain at large. There's over 33 presidential candidates who have been given Secret Service protection early. In other words, statutorily, they have to give it to me at 120 days. But my uncle received it in 414 days from President Carter. They didn't like each other, but President Carter was a gentleman and was a responsible leader. And he made a decision that even though I don't like Ted Kennedy, even though he's running against me in my own party, it's not good for our country to weaponize the federal enforcement agencies and punish people who run against you by not giving them adequate protection. So it seems like the DNC is weaponizing, all of these federal agencies, from the FEC to the Secret Service, every other 3-letter agency that you can imagine, for political reasons, and that's not good for our country. We're supposed to be the exemplary democracy in the world. We're not supposed to be a banana republic.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why I think that this fire is government controlled, because it's all about the elections. It's all about people who are not voting for the Biden administration, who are not polling for the bigger states. Texas is a bigger populated state, okay? It just makes more sense to take out a bigger populated state and make it a weather catastrophe, so that way they're focused on the devastation and the rebuilding rather than focusing on the presidential elections. The fact that they're not giving a Kennedy, which any president of the United States would know the history of John F. Kennedy and how he was assassinated, for them not to give a family member who was running as an independent for the presidential election, for them not to give him Secret Service protection. And he has tried 3 different times. He's actually had his house invaded, and the people are still at large, like he said. For them to decline that just goes to show how the government works. They want to win. The Biden administration is not here for us, the people. They are here for themselves, to fill their pockets and to fill other countries' pockets. Let's be completely honest. At this point, what is the Biden administration going to do to help Texas rebuild? That's my question. I want to know, what are they going to do to help Texas rebuild? Okay, let's be completely real. The reason why RFK isn't getting the security is because Biden knows that he's done for in office. The administration knows that they're done for in office. Having an independent come in knowing that Trump is most likely going to win the presidential elections this year, having an independent come in, that's possibly going to take a lot of Biden's votes, because everybody's tired of seeing Biden in office. So all these votes that could have went for Biden are going to now go to the independent. Not only that, but there are people who are definitely independent who are going to automatically vote for an independent president. So at the end of the day, if Biden's not getting the votes, you're going to see a whole lot of crazy shit going on. I definitely guarantee you, if he starts losing more and more in this presidential election, I guarantee you the people who are red states or voting for majority independents, we're going to see some crazy shit happening throughout the year this year.
Right.
I guarantee it.
Exactly.
So everybody just brace yourselves.
All right. So you heard Larissa. A lot of crazy shit this year. They're telling us that this is all going down. And I don't want to make this live real long or anything. I just wanted to first of all share that, because I believe, this is all crazy. It's craziness. It's not like this has happened before. Like, we're in a different ball game here. And this next video that I wanted to share with you, I'm sorry that it's just that you can't see the video. It's 33 minutes long. I probably won't play the whole thing, but it's just what's going down in Chicago. And this video is from, let me see.
We were going to
Not that one. That's the wrong one. Well, there was one other. The migrant children missing, like they're running away. I don't know if you guys have heard that. I know whether you're on this side or that side, that's been an issue, like missing children in general. And in my opinion, I just kind of feel like it goes hand in hand. Like, why are they leaving these borders open? Are they trying to traffic? And I can't say that, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like, are they trying to, bring these kids over here so that they could be in that situation? And the kids are actually, they came here. They're saying that they came here because they're trying to find jobs, and we know like we're all having a hard time with work ourselves. And so yeah, that's an issue. Let me play this one about the missing children, and then we'll just go from there. We'll chat more about this one. If anyone has anything to say, let me look at the chat real quick. Hi, Kenny. Says, are there no candidates other than Trump, Biden who actually have a pulse? Right. So that Larissa's video was talking about Kennedy, and yeah, Kennedy Jr. Hi, Miss G. um, it's a tactic with the nomination already predetermined. Yep. So yeah, we're basically in that situation, and I wanted to add that to me, it's kind of like a deja vu when you look at our history already, especially Native American history. Um, in my tribe, Cherokee, right? Um, it kind of hits home with me because when I learned my direct ancestors' history, it's just like, to me, this is deja vu. Like the land grabs and things like that, and replacement, being replaced. Um, so the Trail of Tears, that's what that whole scenario is about. And my great, he's like my seventh generation great grandfather. He took part in the signing of the treaty, to the Removal Act. He took part in that. And I will tell you, this was forced upon all of us, my ancestors. It was forced. It's not something that they had a choice. And I'm seeing that going on in a lot of these videos I'm watching, like particularly the one that was 33 minutes long about the Chicago school that's going to be, they're sending all the kids home to do homeschooling again. And my heart goes out to these parents in the meeting. I guess I should play that one because that one is just kind of like along the lines what I was talking about, being replaced. So these people in Chicago, and it's a Black community, they are feeling that the whole thing about the Trail of Tears and stuff. And that is like a picture of what we're faced with right now. And my ancestors were kicked out of their homes, and if they didn't agree to go, there was a plan. The government was going to go in and slaughter them. And so when I say they didn't have a choice, it seemed like if you go through and you look at pictures and stuff of them, they had it all figured out. It's not like they were savages, like living in a teepee or something. No, my ancestors built plantation homes and things, and you would be really surprised. Like the part of the treaty was so that they would become more white, and they did with flying colors, in my opinion. So, all the way down to the silver spoons and everything like that. And they built a life for themselves in this new world as, you know, uh, evolved savages, for lack of a better term. Sorry, guys, I'm not trying to be a racist or anything. It's just, um, yeah, I want to show you guys this Chicago video because I feel like it's really hitting home right there. And and I'm not trying to say that either side is wrong. Like even these people in Chicago, they're like, it's not us against them. Like the government is creating this problem. It's not a racist situation. It's a government issue, and we know what they're trying to do, and it's just really scary to a lot of people, and these people are kind of freaking out. And let me see what if you guys are trying to talk to me. um, Oh, Miss G said they might be running out of kids. Yeah, maybe. I mean, so I feel like people aren't really having a lot of kids right now. I do see that. And yeah, Larissa, you are famous. Sunflower Dragon. USA would have been a very different country had Kennedy not been done away with. Yeah, I agree with that, Kenny. It's really sad, and to me, I've seen the conspiracies and all that, and of course, I do believe that it was an inside job. Just seems that way when you kind of look at the evidence of the directions and stuff of all of that. So for a long time, the government's been really, you know, stabbing us in the back, whether we're, uh, you know, immigrants from way back when, or we're indigenous people, or we're immigrants from today. Like they are fooling these people. I believe that they can't just stay this way. And, maybe the world is changing and I could be wrong that maybe we don't have a chance, but that's just, I hope we do. Anyways, let me play this before it gets too much longer. And you guys, I don't get angry. There's a lot of angry people in this video. So, and it's a black community in Chicago. I don't know exactly which community, but let's play it.
We're going to have a shelter at this particular location. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can go ahead and if we tune it in to do so.
Nancy, I work for the Chicago Park District for the North Region, and I'm here to support the staff for Amundsen Park and the surrounding parks.
I'm the commander of the 25th District.
Commissioner Torres.
My name is John Robertson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the City of Chicago.
First, start off by saying thank everyone for coming out. This, in my opinion, has been one of the most difficult situations that we've had in the city of Chicago. This past Friday, and so that I can chronologically let you know as far as what I have found out. This past Friday, I spoke to the mayor's office, the mayor's deputy mayor, or the deputy chief of staff, who informed me Friday morning that we were going to have a shelter at this particular location. You're gonna be allowed to speak. And is it speakers? When I spoke with the deputy chief of staff, she informed me that we would have this shelter here at this location, and I strongly object to it, and I object to it now. And I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying that because I want your applause. I'm saying that because we cannot take a resource from our community. I have told the mayor this. I've told the superintendent of our parks this, and I will state it to the top of the room. We cannot take resources from the black community, a community invested in. Now I say this: those seniors that come to this park know that I come here every fourth Thursday of every month with them. I know of the programming that's in this park, but there's so many other reasons why this park should not, and not just this park, but any park, should not be converted to a migrant shelter. First of all, we deal with security issues. Now, particularly in this area, our police officers have been working tirelessly to help reduce violence in the Amundsen Park area, in the North Austin area. And this, by no way, helps them in their efforts in reducing crime. I say, secondly, I believe in a democracy. I believe in a democratic process that says before you make these decisions need to be brought to the community. Now, I will say this. There's some out there that say, we want to see the email. I can show you every email I have. You come sit down with me, I will go through every email. But there are no emails with regard to this. I received a phone call Friday that this was going to be a shelter. Now, one other reason that we do not need this as a shelter. We have for months, and even beyond months, we have been telling our youth, if I could please speak, we've been telling our youth not to go downtown, not to gather in mass, not to commit crimes downtown, because we want to provide opportunities for you in your community. Well, this specifically flies in the face of that, and it takes a very valuable resource from our youth. Our seniors have been able to walk across the street and enjoy programming here. It will be extremely difficult for them to walk a mile and a half or even get a mile and a half from here to continue their senior program. So I ask you, and I have never asked this of the community before, I ask you to join me and stand up against allowing this to become a shelter. I want you to know, I want you to know that I support our mayor. He is our, allow me to finish my sentence. I support our mayor and what he is tasked with. Our mayor is tasked with over 15,000, providing for the well-being and shelter for over 15,000 people. I am not going to try to talk over you. I am not going to try to talk over you. But although I support our mayor, I do not support his decision to use this as a park. We cannot use our parks. We cannot use our parks to house migrants. Again, it takes away from the vibrancy of our neighborhoods. And so with that, I ask you to join me. Now, we have not made this into a migrant shelter yet. But if we call our mayor's office, if we can get on our telephones, if we can talk to his deputy mayors, his chief of staff, we can do everything that we can possibly do to make this not a shelter on the Austin community. Speak. Mr. Glover, you're going to get an opportunity to speak.
No. Turn the mic on. We're down here. Turn the mic on. Turn the mic on. Good evening, everyone. I'll show you how disrespectful this is. On the 5 o'clock news, they projected that the migrants will be here by Saturday. Look, welcome to the welcoming city. Well, I got to tell you, only certain areas are welcoming. That's us. They say they want to use this park. But let me tell you, LaSalle Street, Clark Street, all the office buildings, nobody wants to be in the loop anymore. They all want to move west because of new buildings with better amenities. Those buildings are empty right now with water, heat, and everything. But they don't want the migrants down there. We're not anti-migrants, but this is so disrespectful for them to just sit up here with this crap and we're supposed to listen to it. You know what? If you would have your right mind and see a crowd like this, you would say to yourself, they don't want it. But no, these politicians, they think that they can just do everything. And see, another thing is you all's representative, I can say what I want to say because I take nothing from them. I don't need nothing from them. Okay? They have disrespected us, our community. They're going to tell us and just shove it down our throats. And we're supposed to like it. Yeah, you all sit there. And another thing, they do not have a plan. And so many migrants come in, they say, let's take this. Let's take that. Now you see a viable park here that's functioning well in a nice area. Say this was a bad area, they wouldn't be here. Okay? Another thing I want you to understand how we support this park. This park needed air conditioners. You think we went to the park this week? No, because we don't need them. We bought them. supplant this whole park. They needed a stove and a refrigerator. We did it, the legislative council. They needed a microwave. We give Christmas parties, and I don't ask these politicians for a dime. And this place is packed. See, they don't like people like me, because I'm not taking their crap. And Brandon Johnson and Mayor and Alderman Terry Farrell, they wear this hat, and it's there. And all this crap about I just got to notice that. Well, if they don't give you that much respect as Alderman, you don't need to be Alderman. So don't drink the Kool-Aid. There are ample places in this city that the migrants can up the health issue, the shots that they haven't had. They're going to set this city back a long ways with this crap that they're doing. Just throwing people in. They don't give a in New York, half the hospitals are full with migrants. They reckon they can't get away to. Now, I don't mind, and we're not anti-migrants, but it shouldn't be on our backs. Right? This is our part.
Mr. Glover, thank you so much for your time.
And I want to say something to you, all of you all. And when you leave here, stop depending on the politicians. And stop voting for the same people getting the same results.
What's those two words? What? Now, one of the things a couple things I'm gonna point out to you real quick, because he said it all. I can't do any better behind him.
Listen up and give this person an opportunity.
Again, one thing about this is Chicago Park District facility. You have a Chicago Park District Board of Commissioners. They never voted on turning this into a migrant center. So, yes, thank you. Looking at tax bill. And it's like they don't even go through the process of going through the Board of Commissioners, not going through the community and doing this to us. See, people talk about, and I'm gonna defer some of my time to my wife.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that's what I was talking about earlier with the Removal Act, the Indian Removal Act. This is kind of like, to me, this is what I'm seeing with that. So it's like a replacement thing, you know. They took all the Indians off of the land that they were already on and put them all in Oklahoma, and then from there dispersed them as they assessed the land and seen what land they wanted, and you know what I mean. So I'm kind of seeing the same thing, and I'm sorry that sounds really dismal, but you know, like, I just wanted to bring it to your attention that the red flags are there. And I kind of want to skip ahead in this video because it is a long video, but there's some reactions from the public, I think, and I'm trying to figure out yeah, I mean, if you could see the video, there's like, it's a packed gym at a school. Let me see about skipping ahead. All right, we'll see if this is a good spot
To dismiss your feelings.
Oh wait, okay, that's not, I went too far.
And it's like, what insanity? What are we gonna hear from them that's gonna change our minds from no and not taking out our part? And the last thing I ask of you, please call Anthony Bill, call all the aldermen and say support Alderman Anthony's bill ordinance for a referendum for whether Chicago remain a sanctuary city. And think about it, this bill is not to say kick off the migrants that's already here. It's to a point we just gotta say no. Because if you all got a $500 million, because it's $300 million now. And by Christmas in January, it's gonna be $500 million. Now, if you got $500 million laying around, I want to be in your family, first of all. I want to be your third cousin once removed. But the reality is, it's gotta say no, because that's the simple solution is no. Turn the buses around.
Mr. Trush, you got about 15 seconds around.
Thank you.
Hold on, Ms. Trush. Hold on before you start. We have about 60 speakers. So we do have a counter up here to give you an opportunity to get your message out so that we can take this message back to the mayor. Ms. Carter Trush, go ahead.
I want you to take a look around this room. I want you to pay attention. Because, see, I want Mayor Brandon Johnson to understand that you're selling us out for people who can't vote for you. We are the voters. We stood with you. And now you stand and you slap us in the face. I tell you what, tomorrow we're going to punch you in the face at the polling places. We won't stand for this. We say no.
Thank you.
Because you care. We are not, just give me a moment, please. Please. We are not here this evening to tell you how you should feel. We're not here to dismiss your feelings. The reason that we are here this evening is to provide you with the information to understand how we got here and how and why we are presenting this information. We're not going to get anywhere, folks, yelling at each other. And I'm not going to yell. And so what I want to do this evening is I want to lay out for you the facts. And I want to explain to you how we got here and where we have to go. Okay? So that's how we're going to start.
So they paused it for some reason on the video.
Okay, folks, so
maybe there was cussing.
If you would allow us, because you're not going to let me present the information. So that doesn't mean we're going anywhere. I'm here to answer your questions. We are all here to answer your questions, to be honest and transparent with you about the facts. So that's how we're going to proceed. Okay? Thank you. Sarah. Guys, let me get your attention once again. Let me get your attention once again before we continue on with public comments. Let me get your attention. Guys, hold down a little bit because I want to go right back into public speaking, give folks opportunity to be heard. If you do have any questions also for any of the panelists, you can ask them a question when you step up to the microphone. You can ask them a question. But I will say the next speaker, Steele.
Right.
Daniel Hayes, Laurel Steele, followed by Bertha Frazier. And then James Frazier. So Daniel. President of this city owns the parks.
So why are we having this argument then? We should be able to make a decision.
Say that again, ma'am.
Why are we in here arguing about this? If we own this park, we should be able to make the decision.
I agree with you 110%.
It's like anything, like I own my house, I make a decision about my house. If this is our park, we should be able to make a decision about it.
This community should have been a part of the public engagement before this decision was made.
Right.
I agree with you on that. Go ahead.
These people live here. I don't know how actively these people use this park, but my son comes here every day after school because I have to work. Because I don't have any help, this is what this park was put here for my son to come here so he can be safe, so I don't have to worry about him out with somebody that's not going to worry about his well-being. And that's important to me. You know, my mama did the same thing for me when I grew up. I came here all the way till I was 12 years old. After school, summer school, spring break, all that. I was here. And now it's continuing on to the generation, to the next generation. I'm 33 years old. I live here. I've never lived anywhere else. This is my community. This is my park. This park has serviced me and my family for many years.
Thank you.
My name is Michelle Zappalo, and I should be on the list, probably like number 10 or so. But my question to you is, if we shut this park down, for the people that bring their kids here for sports programs, where they're supposed to go? Let me answer that for you. I have an 8-year-old. He's been out here since he's been 6. We have so many of this sports program goes up to 13U. A lot of these young boys, they don't have fathers. So a lot of these coaches, they are their fathers. They are their father figures. They come to this community 4 days out of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday for game day, and Friday. So they spend part of their weekend here alone during the week. That keeps them a safe place. It gives them mentorship. It shows them discipline. It shows them how to be raised as Black men in the community. So you sit up here and you move our kids out when we already don't have the resources as it is. My son also goes to Wicker Park. I haven't got an email about nobody setting shelter up in Wicker Park. But yet we come in a community of Black people where we already get the low scraps. And then you want to take the little scrap, the resources that we have, and put us at the bottom of the barrel? That's not fair. And I won't have it because my son will be here.
My name is Howard Ray. Start by my name, but I have a question.
If you're not Ms. Bertha Frazier, I'm going to cut the mic off because we're trying to get order in here.
They all in the back. But my question is this:
Mr. James Frazier and Bertha Frazier are next. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Tomorrow, can you guys advocate for the migrants people to be at the McCormick place? That is the best place. That's the biggest place. That's the safest place for them. I would like to see what is your answer, because the mayor said that we must make sacrifice. Let the McCormick place, let those people make sacrifice. The money that's going, the $53 million, $200 million, let that money go to the McCormick place. What is your answer? Would you advocate for that?
Ma'am, go ahead and step up. Guys, I'm not calling off the list. If you want to speak, stand in line. Because this is not working by calling off a list. Go ahead, ma'am.
All right.
Is that
These people are real antsy.
since last August, we have received 17,000, over 300 buses. And as it stands right now, we have almost 10,000 migrants, asylum seekers, that we have sheltered here in the city of Chicago.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
And so,
ladies and gentlemen, if you can keep it down so that he can finish answering the question, because the gentleman wants his question answered. So if you can keep your voices low.
It's not running. Alderman Teleferia.
Go ahead, sir.
Alderman, we need you to take control of this meeting. For those of us that follow the process and sign in to speak, we need to be allowed to speak. You just cannot have
Ma'am, I agree with you. I agree with you totally. But unfortunately, it is very easy to lose control when folks are screaming. I have a list of people called to speak. There's an order to this, and we are trying our very best to have these folks that have got.
We have 23 shelters that we have stood up. Now, here's the thing, folks.
So I just wanted to say, apparently there are a lot of other abandoned buildings, or like just people, like businesses that moved out of the city, that they could use for this purpose. But for some reason, they want to use, sorry about that. My son's phone is going off. He's at school. Anyways, they want to use this high school that is also a park, like a sports complex. Hold on, guys. Let me shut it off. So they want to use the school, and they're insistent on using the school, which is going to hurt a lot of kids, right? Oh my goodness. That's okay. And I just think it's really sad. Like, they could be using other, I'm not saying that they shouldn't like try to find a solution, right? Because we're already faced with the problem, but finding a solution is half the battle. And maybe not taking away these kids, that's like all they have, right? And I understand there's a lot of migrant kids that don't have anything at all. Well, there's another video that I was watching this morning, and they're talking about how in the foster care, the kids that have been placed in a home, a lot of them run away because they don't have the time to just sit around and not make money. They're here to make money, which I think is extremely sad. And kind of like living in California, that's nothing new. We know that's something, that's been going on for a long time. And it's not really anybody's fault here. Like, we didn't do this to anyone, right? It has to do with their own country, wherever they come from. Like, now it happens to be Venezuela. And I've been seeing this coming for a while because Venezuela's been progressively becoming a socialist country, and it used to not be that way. And so those people once had a different choice to make. And we know that they made the choice of, what, like humanitarian choices, right? We're all about trying to help people, and we know that's okay. We need to stay that way. We don't need to change that about ourselves. But I shared a post a couple, like maybe a week ago or so, about when you're flying on an airplane and they give you the instructions on if something were to happen, like what you would do. And, they tell you all the masks come down from the ceiling and you're supposed to put the mask on. Well, they tell you to put that mask on yourself first and foremost, because if you pass out, how are you supposed to help anybody else? So to me, that's kind of like our country. Like if we can't help ourselves here right now, like, to me, that's the mission field, is our country right now, our own place, you know. And Venezuela had that choice too, and they chose wrong. And it's not our fault. Like, we're being faced with that problem too. The same choice that they had, we're being faced with that choice, because we happen to have people running the country that would like to, I guess, I don't know. I don't really know all the details. Like, I know there's money laundering going on. I know there's cheating. Like, we know there's all kinds of crazy stuff that should not be happening in America. We represent something else. We don't represent what's going on right now. That has nothing to do with our Constitution and we the people. That's what we really are. We're not a socialist country. We need to stop that. Maybe we have, like the welfare system. We have that, yes. And that's, you could say, is kind of like a socialist thing, but we still have capitalism that, we can have a choice to either go get the American dream, or, you know, for people that really need it, you can buy yourself some time. But it's not a system that's supposed to be abused. There's people, hardworking taxpayers, that can't even, we can't even hardly pay rent anymore. It's, it used to be rent was cheaper than buying a home, and then it became buying a home was cheaper than renting. And now it's just, living in your car, trying to afford a car payment. Even, they said there's like 1 million cars being repoed right now because people can't even afford to have a car. And me living in Southern California, if you don't have a car, you really are the poorest of the poor, because there ain't no transportation system around here that's sufficient enough for, people to actually have jobs and stuff. You have to drive because everything's so spread out. It's the big desert. You can die out there if you don't have a way to get out of the heat. So, anyways, it blows my mind to think of 1 million cars going back to the dealership, and the dealerships are all going to have to take that as a loss. And it might seem like, oh, free for all, like CarMax, that all their cars are going back to them. They're a used car dealership, and they're taking a huge loss. All these other dealerships, and I don't really, it's not like I care about whether they survive or not, but I actually do, because it's part of our economy. Like, we need we need these businesses to thrive, and they're not. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling, guys. Let me check the chat and see what you guys are saying. I'm kind of running out of battery, so I might have to There's only a little bit left. I'm going to play a little bit more of this video before I go. And so, what are you guys saying? Yeah. Well, thank you guys. I'm really grateful that you guys all made it here. This is cool. And I wasn't really that prepared, but let's go ahead and finish a little bit more of this. I probably won't play all the way till the end, but let's go ahead and try to play some more of it.
We have stood up. Now, here's the thing, folks. This is a humanitarian crisis that we have inherited.
Now, Miss, go ahead and then Miss Lorel Steele. I'm sorry, Bertha Fraser and then James.
And everything that's that's going on with the young people, but we have things for our young people here in our community. So why are you going to take that away from them? You're taking that away from them. When you have all these schools that have been closed down, utilize the schools, utilize those schools. I don't have no problem about no one coming here, but utilize what we have. We got a lot of vacant buildings and things that we can utilize. Don't take away from them, because what's going to happen, the crime is going to get worse. Because I don't mind if the devil's workshop, so they ain't got nothing to do, so they gonna just go and get in trouble.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I want to give the community an opportunity to speak. Where's Mr. Melvin Funches? I'm sorry, Carolyn Ball. Carolyn Ball did Melvin Funches. Okay. This is our community, and you just don't dump anything on us and expect us to accept it. Okay, that is not what we pay our taxes for. There's too many places. There's empty schools, empty buildings that you can take them to. We don't have a problem with them coming. Good luck to them. But this is not the place for them. Not at this particular park. And if we have to take the fight to City Hall, that's where we'll go. What's on the tour? Cornelia Smith, followed by Johnny Miller.
I just want to know, why are we not important enough for him to show up for us when we showed up for him? We voted for him. We walked door to door. We was out here advocating for him to be the next mayor of the city of Chicago. He has not showed up for us for anything. We had to battle the floods by ourselves. We have to battle this violence by ourselves. He doesn't help us do anything. And I want to know what he's going to do about it. I was one of the first Windy City cheerleaders on the first team they even had. This is what these kids need for this community. We got violence, we got poverty, we already getting scrapped. Why do we always got to be at the bottom of the barrel? I feel like we under the rats and the damn roaches. Y'all treat us like anything, and we just supposed to take it. Now, I'm not saying that I want the migrants to be misplaced. I'm not saying that I don't want them here. That's not going to help us. We got a school right here our kids go to. We don't know these people coming through here. Y'all can't track these people. Our kids are not safe. So I want to know why he's not here to address us and let us know what he's going to do. I think he owes us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Johnny Matthews, then Linda Johnson. Johnny Matthews, then Ms. Linda Johnson. Johnny Matthews first. Consilio.
Who is she?
If you please introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Beatriz Ponce de Leon. I'm the Deputy Mayor for Immigrant, Migrant, and Refugee Rights. I want to share. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming here.
No,
and
don't thank us. We could have been doing something else.
I don't know if I want to make sure I understood your question. You're asking where will people go when they're here.
Right.
So I'm gonna answer that. Okay.
Guys, can we give her an opportunity to answer Ms. Matthews' question, please?
So the people that we're talking about are human beings just like you.
We know that. We know that. It is not us against them. We don't need you to tell us that. No, we don't need you to tell us that. It's not us against them, and that's the problem we don't care for. We don't care for that. We are not insensitive. But we got a problem with you thinking you can jam something down our throat.
Go ahead, Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. My question, are you the one to make the decision to take our part? Hold on. Okay, let me share this with you. First of all,
Ms. Johnson, hold on one second. Ms. Johnson, hold on one second.
Okay. You have to be quiet.
Can we have your attention, please? Can we have your attention? We have a speaker of this mic.
So we can hear. You have to be quiet so these people can talk. You have to be quiet. Please be quiet.
That is not our problem. My issue is you want to put a Band-Aid on a leaking faucet, and that is not going to work. You have no right to take the taxpayer park district and tell us and jam it down our throats like gangsters what you want to do. This is our park district, and we have a right to have a say-so. But we don't have a say-so. You all called our alderman and told him what he's going to do. This is war. How disrespectful that is to him. You don't have that right to do that to us, and we're not responsible. Y'all need to go to the root of the problem. You need to stop the busing, stop Sanctuary City, and it's not us against them. You all need to take care of it and quit trying to tell us this bull crap that you sitting up here telling. We don't care about what the mayor said down there. We ain't concerned about that. We're concerned about our park, our safety, our kids have a place to go, and showing up our senior because I'm one of them. So my thing is, I don't need my taxes going up. I pay my taxes to come to this park, and you all have no right to just make a blank decision to take it.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. We have Sandra Weeks and then Johnson. You don't have to take away our community and what we're trying to build here. Where we supposed to put our kids? That's what I want to know. Where we supposed to put our kids supposed to go? Where they supposed to go? I see why the mayor just dumped shit on you like that. But you allowed that. You allowed that. You let me come over here and take our community. I see why he did it to you. This is horrible. This is horrible. This is our community. And you got, like I said, McCormick Place, you got all different type of places to send these people. You don't want to interrupt this community that's thriving, that's doing well? No, your house. Send them to your house. Send them to your house. Miss Sandra Weeks. Some buses need to get turned around. Man, listen here, man. Man, I'm mad as hell.
You're asking the question, what about the seniors? And we would like to just have a moment to sort of present to you some of the options that we've come up with.
Let me just share something with you guys that my dad has been telling me since I can remember. We're always going to run out of other people's money. I hope you guys understand what that means. There's no government on the face of this planet that can run a socialist society and actually achieve anything or succeed in anything other than bringing down the country, down to the bones, okay? The bare bones. So if you look at other countries that have borders, and I know I'm not trying to say, oh, put the border up and make sure. No, we just need to vet these people. Can we do that? Can we stop blindly allowing people to come in and infiltrate? Like, that's the Trojan horse, the oldest war crime on the planet. You know, well, I don't know if it's the oldest, but you know what I mean. It is a Trojan horse, and I'm not against people from other countries. It's just these other countries, you know, a lot of them understand that if you want to remain a country, you have to have a strong border, meaning you got to make sure you know who's coming in. And if there's no way for us to know that, then there's no way for us to know if these people are murderers. And you know, there's a new gang in town. It's not just MS-13 anymore. There's another one, and I can't pronounce it. I think it's, oh gosh, don't ask me. I don't have it in front of me. But it's just, it's evident that there's a lot of stuff that we're not being told. And if anyone here in the chat is from another country and you would like to let us know like how you feel about that, because I know we're not the only people. Like, this is new to us for America, what is happening. We've never been, like, in my generation, in my lifetime, we've never been told to shut up and sit down quite this way before. And as an American, maybe people from other countries don't understand this, but our country was founded for the purpose of freedom. We're supposed to be here. This is a new, like, project, right, of government. This is something that other countries haven't done. And We're not supposed to have like a monarchy here. That's what everyone ran from. And, as a Native American, I see both sides. I see how, yeah, it's our land and it was taken from us, but now that we're at this late date, we've figured things out, at least for the most part. Like people, the Indians, we have our pieces of land. And like the Navajos, they have a huge reservation. So I mean, that's like a whole state in and of itself, a small state. But anyways, there's self-sufficiency on the reservations. I would say things are looking better for Native Americans. And what I see with what's happening to the country right now, that could very well go the other direction, and if you care about that subject, um, there's a lot of controversy, but because I don't agree with being self-sufficient based on casino revenue, because it does bring down the community that it's in. But for the most part, I'm very happy that at least we're not starving on reservations. There still are some reservations where that they don't have revenue from casinos. I'm not that kind of Indian, but a lot of them are. And so that's cool. But because before they would have to take in government handouts, food banks, and rotten spoiled food and things like that, and quality of life. We were immigrants in our own country. We were living that way, the scraps. And I'm afraid that that could happen to not just Indians this time, but every single citizen, every single American citizen who has legit residency and citizenship, all of those things. I just fear that that could happen. Like, I used to joke about this and say, welcome to the res, and we're all the new Indians. But it's not so funny anymore because I see that it's really coming down the pike. So, with that said, let me check the chat, see what you guys are. I hope I didn't say anything to offend anybody. If I did, please forgive me. My intentions are not to come on here and like tell everybody this or that. I just want to know how you guys feel sometimes. And I've already expressed how I feel and what the purpose of this is for. And I'm running out of battery life, so I'm gonna have to end it at this. And I appreciate everyone for coming and listening to my rant. And hopefully we'll do some more. And I'm gonna prepare better. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out a way to share the actual video. And thank you guys for being patient with me and even just to stop by and all that. And
Hola.
I'm live right now. Hold on. My son just walked in. So I'm going to let you guys go and thank you. And I love all you guys. And I'm so happy to be doing my first live. And you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. And we'll talk later. Bye-bye.